So it's okay to have a little bit of release of tension there. Because the main danger has passed, and so now they can breathe.
So let me get this straight. He was turned into a cat before,
right?
And then he used his magic to turn himself into a sphinx.
Right.
Now he's just turned back into a cat.
Correct.
So why don't he just use his magic to turn himself back into a sphinx?
Because Alexander burned those potions, remember?
Straight up.
Oh. But how did he turn himself into the sphinx in the first place?
Because those potions he got saved over from chapter 3 that he borrowed from Hagatha before Hagatha turned good or whatever. So that I'm actually okay with, because they more or less explain that, or at least let you connect the dots.
I'm still lost, but I'll figure it out later.
That's okay, we can figure it out later. That part doesn't.
Hey, this is the first room.
Yeah, but now we actually have to solve it. So now we're back to the escape room, because adventure game. I already ranted about that. I'm not going to do it again. So here's the deal here.
Here it comes.
Okay, so number 1 is this picture.
Doesn't need to be read. All you have to do is shake your
Looks
head.
like something that Barkley would see in the transporter.
It's a horseshoe if you look far away. So
okay.
Clue number 1
is a magic eye.
Right. So clue number 1 is a horseshoe. Clue number 2 are these paintings.
Intriguing. Fascinating. I'll stop commenting on everything.
Oh, you won't.
Puzzle.
But we won't. Ha ha ha. Anyway, so there's like
we tell them what we all do.
It's an abstract painting pointing down at the spittoon or something.
Sick.
This is this Rorschach's test, which is also an arrow, but it's pointing that way.
Rorschach.
And this one doesn't move, but it's pointing at this hourglass. So number 2 is an hourglass, I guess, because the other ones are...
The sign read, remove 4 matchsticks, and you will see the answer lies in triangles.
The answer is love.
So we remove 4 matchsticks and leave 3 triangles, which is just doing this.
I solved it.
So 1, 4, 6 is number 3, which, if I recall correctly, isn't here somewhere. I'm just going to kind of blow through this because it's not really that interesting.
Yeah.
It's just more like, oh, here's some more puzzles to solve. Because the climax of the game has already happened, but we have to cram in more puzzles. Which I guess if you like the escape room idea, you're like, oh, I'm sad that we never actually got to solve it at the beginning of the game, but now...
But we had the game that was
All
this.
that was
Right.
inside was a sequence of colors.
Guys, I think I found something.
Cavity! That'll help us
Who's on the
out.
table?
And it's kind of, they kind of have the family help you a little bit. Like, as you're solving puzzles, they also solve puzzles.
Graham doesn't need his family.
I hope if I play the right tune, a leprechaun will appear.
Eh.
Oh, that can't be right. Let me try again.
She just played Girl in the Tower on the xylophone. Did you notice that?
Oh, yes. I was letting you laugh about it. Geek out.
Geek!
I knew I was missing something.
Here's your
This
music.
must be the order to play the notes.
Trophy for totally understanding music.
It's just Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Oh, I was hoping the right tune would summon a pegacorn.
I told you, Eternal Care, we're going to be there for a while.
Dad, check this out. I got it.
Mr.
Okay, check this out. I got my new thing.
Here you go,
Oh wait,
Mr.
that's the wrong character.
Got a fancy cakes. That's right, that's not
Let's put the
Rosella.
puzzle together. It's a nice picture, but I don't see
Why
how
is
it's a
he
clue.
like
There
omniscient
was an
or
extra piece,
omnipresent
though.
in these games?
Not sure what that has to do with anything.
Ooh.
It's a puzzle of Mr. Fancy Cakes.
Because
Why, thank you.
kids like the name Fancy Cakes, and it's a goat with a horn
Go
on it.
with a horn. It's
And an eye
hilarious.
patch.
Yeah. Okay, so the gimmick here is you've got to find the 2 doorknobs that have lines running to each other. And so John says the song is cute. It's supposed to.
Oh, is John still watching?
I guess.
That's nice.
Another.
A social knife for shipping government.
Yeah.
Those weren't words.
Here, Josh, is all I heard from that.
Yeah.
If anyone finds any puzzle pieces, bring them to me.
See, and now it's a completely different accent. Oops. Trying to figure out what the inventory button is because we've almost never
Maybe
used
a real voice is this, and then she's trying to do a different one.
No, here's the thing. I think that her name is Gavroche, and she's got that voice, and that was because that was in King's Quest 4, so that's all reference to it. Yeah, that's what she's speaking like that. Because the creators of this game saw our playthroughs. Anyway, we're missing 2 pieces, and I forget where. Oh, this guy's like just holding something.
Looks like I found a clue.
This person who has been killed by Isabella, you know, he's got a hilarious clue in this goofy little game. There we go.
No respect for the dead.
Nope.
Another clue.
Oh, look, at this one I pulled right out of my butt.
Someone help me.
Sick.
I've almost puzzled something out.
Okay, so here's our clue. So number 1 was horseshoe. Number 2 was hourglass. Number 3 was puzzle piece. Number 4 was twinkle twinkle little star, so star. So are you ready for the solution to this puzzle?
Guess I have to be.
All right, you're going to like it.
I'd better like it.
All right, number 1, horseshoe. Follow the line. L. Number 2 was a hourglass. Follow that line. O. Number 3 was a puzzle piece with a heart on it. It's V. And number 4 was the star. The answer is love. Once again, it's love. And you even said the answer is love earlier in this stream, and I made a note of it in my brain because the answer is love.
We needed to crack the code to escape the room.
I don't know how to feel about that. Because it's a running gag in our life, and then it happened again in the game.
Where did we get the answer is love from?
It was from King's Quest 6,
Ha-ha.
so it makes sense.
But they keep using it too.
The answer is love.
Jiminy Christmas.
Love.
We did it!
It was more dignified in King's Quest 6. Because it was Robbie Benson, like, saying it in a Shakespearean trained way, as opposed to Goofball saying it in a stupid.
Instead of dumb face being a butt.
Whoa! What the heck?
Brain freeze. Sorry, I forgot where I was.
What the heck? They just killed Grant. Oh, it's because I didn't do the purple line. That was dumb of me.
Do the purple line, dude. What's the matter with you?
Apparently, if you open the door without doing the purple line, you die and turn into one of these statues. The answer is love is not a running gag in our life. The answer is love is a running gag on the channel. Because whenever we're confronted with the puzzle, we're like, the answer is
We
love.
needed to crack the code to escape the room.
Now I gotta put this thing on here again. This makes me think of Betrayal at Krondor. Because they have tons of chests in that game that they have riddles on them, and then you have to solve it by flipping letters over. Kind of like that.
We did it!
I'm a book, master of locks.
That's true. All right, now that I did the line, we can actually leave. All right, guys.
Uh-oh.
And now she's sad because V is dead. And these creepy things are around still. What do we do? All the king's horses and all the king's men.
Oh, I agree. I could pull Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Look at me, I'm the queen. Dory dory, howdy, howdy, howdy.
It sounds like they recorded people's
Shoo.
voices and
Yeah.
played them backwards.
Got genuinely touching moments.
There it is again, our favorite.
Yep.
She's in a better spot now, love.
Because she was the girl in the tower again. She's in a better spot now. Another game.
Better. Never mind.
Let's go home.
And this is pre-King's Quest V, so it doesn't make sense that Isabella's in King's Quest V. But since when has this series cared about continuity? Turnkir says, wouldn't it suck if you had to solve a riddle just to open your fridge? Or, like, your dresser or something?
Probably just a Bogart inside anyway.
Right. Boggart.
Don't you correct my grammar, Scott Pilgrim.
It's a
Thank you
pronunciation.
for everything.
Don't you correct my whatever it is I just said.
And look, here's kind of a... She's like, oh... And look, there's V's spirit or something. Why weren't you at work today? I couldn't solve the riddle on my dresser that had my pants in it.
That wasn't V's spirit, that was a Chozo ghost.
It's easy to love someone at their best. When they
Here's
do
your
what you
moral.
want them to.
It's easy to love someone when they do what you want them
greatest
to.
puzzle our family ever solved was figuring out how to love each other at our worst.
How to stop being a
And even when we
D-bag.
act cold to each other,
What happened to his
we've
cape?
always found ways
I haven't
to
noticed
warm
cape.
each other up.
Probably froze
So we
off.
had a lovely family time.
We had a lovely family tie.
See, all these potions got burned, so we can't use them. See, they explain it here, basically.
Oh, okay.
Humphrey Bogart was in Harry Potter. Bogart! He's like, these potions ain't worth a plug nickel. Or whatever.
However people talk.
Could you scrape together another potion out of this?
Oh yeah, and remember this guy?
Perhaps with a few rare and miraculous ingredients, but it
couple
will
of farts.
take a very long time. I'll need to work under a new alias. King Graham is going to be hot on our
New
tail.
alias.
Graham
Jessica
would be
Jones. That's what they'll call me.
I think it's time I shed my slave name.
Now I'm Kunta Kinte.
What do you think about the name Mordak?
Dun dun dun!
I didn't see that coming.
Which would mean something if continuity meant anything in this series. Anyway.
I'll shave my... Shed my slave name. I'm now Muhammad Ali.
Not, Cassius, whatever. Caduceus.
He's out of the kitchen for you.
Cassius Clay.
Prince Caspian.
So here's their moment when they finally make up. I didn't say wolf farts.
What's this?
Although I do like the term.
Read it.
Addendum 48677. I know this one. The King of Daventry may choose any worthy male to succeed the throne.
So I was
Whoever
like,
shall hold this parchment, if they be worthy, shall possess
yeah, it looks like
the
there's a proposed
power
amendment.
of King Graham.
The above statement
Power to
shall
be
be
the
modified to read.
Colossal
The King of
D-bag.
Daventry may choose any worthy person.
See, I'm right.
to succeed
I'm
them.
quoting this.
See? There you go.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea about the change. I know how hard you worked to inherit the throne.
And now I'm gonna get it, so it's all good.
Yeah,
Keep reading.
too bad about that. You'll
Dear
probably come back as a
officials,
villain, though. So
I'm
at
ready
least you'll
to
have,
waive
like,
the 30-day holding period
something to
usually
do.
required for
Right.
amendments of this nature. The changes outlined on this document must be enacted immediately due to my imminent death.
Dun dun dun!
What? You told me he had a few good years left.
We all thought he did. But now the doctor
I didn't
said
like
he
him,
could
so
go
I didn't
at
want to
any
say
time.
anything.
Any time?
So Gart does have a soul, but it's
I'm not ready to lose him.
so inconsistent.
It's okay, Gart. I'm not
Well,
ready.
he is the only grandpa he's known, even though he hates him.
I know, and it's a good moment. This game has good moments, but it's so inconsistent.
It's like a Zack Snyder film.
I wouldn't
It's
be
built of moments, not of plot.
right. And so here's the ending. Amaya's in it for some reason, and
Well, she was there for 2
She
seconds.
was there for 2 seconds because we were brave in previous games. so.
Yeah, plus we thought she was hot.
So here's the thing, and I know I've ranted about most of this already.
Have you?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh my gosh, my microphone's falling off the table because I'm sitting on the cable. No, that rhymed. It's got it. The real problem is it feels so first drafty, because I think the ideas behind what they were trying to do with the characters were more or less solid.
Like family is good and wizards are bad?
Well, not that, but I mean like sometimes you have fights with your family because you have different viewpoints and because you want your family members to be something that they're not, I think is a good lesson. But the fact that they had to turn everyone into caricatures and like make them completely, totally unreasonable and stupid in order to prove that point just makes me crazy. It's not
You crazy?
Yeah, it's not so bad because I'm like, oh, this is just terrible, whatever, let's just get through this. It's like
Oh, there's that theme. There's that theme you keep playing.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, it was. You play it slowly over the end credits, and it sounds to me like a different song.
Well, it's originally from King's Quest V.
You were saying.
Feels so first drafty. Better put on pants. Look, Wenty and Bramble are who weren't even in the game, but they are if you're compassionate.
I don't even know who those people are.
That's the pie guy and his wife that apparently have died.
I let them die.
So that's why I get so passionate about it though, because it could be so much better, and it has been so much better. And Chapter 5 is better. Like, I actually really like Chapter 5. It's not my favorite, but it will.
Good.
It's very interesting.
It's got gravitas, senor.
Maybe
I don't know.
I mean, because it has goofiness, but the goofiness becomes kind of a plot point. And thematically, it's very interesting. Like.
Well, I'm slightly intrigued.
And it might alleviate a little bit of the rest of the series in terms of like some of the things that we've done. I can't say much more about it without spoiling it.
Don't.
So I'm not going to. Uh-oh, Pie Man. Wendy. Oh, I'm glad you're quoting that without any idea of that context. Or maybe you do have. Maybe we've said the context of "Oh, Pie Man" before.
Who said that? Sir Watts?
Eternal Kier.
Oh, okay.
But like, I don't want to rehash everything I said. Tonal shifts. The tone was all over the place. Whiplash. I mean, there are some points where you want to be lighter and some points where you want to be darker. But like the Valenice thing,
but you gotta have
example.
a good transition,
Yeah.
not, hey, we're so goofy, shot in the face.
It's like the Valenice thing was the like the clincher of like a good microcosm of that problem, which is, oh, we're going to have domestic arguments in the middle of you're about to die. Like, and it wasn't even like funny like you know, like The Incredibles or something, where they're having an argument when they're driving in the van trying to get to the town, and they're like, just take this exit, you know.
Because that was believable. It is them arguing about it, but about something that if you took that scene and took out the superhero stuff, and you said it's a married couple arguing about where they're going on the freeway, it makes total sense.
In context too.
Yeah.
But this one was like, hey, we're in this life or death thing about this archery and this game that you've got to get through, and this chess game, this ripoff of Harry Potter.
But married people fight, right?
I threw away your favorite mug.
So?
What? Why are you bringing this up?
Graham should have been like, who are you?
Popcorn flavored jelly beans. Blah, 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 blah.
That's what they should have called this King's Quest Chapter 4, popcorn flavored jelly beans. Because why not?
Because things.
Because
Humpty Dumpty
kids
died.
like it when you say things, right?
Right. The game didn't know who it was aimed at. It had a lot of adult stuff, like adult fears and parental fears to it. I guess they're trying to be a family game, but the point of being a family game is that you appeal to everyone, not bits of you appeal to...
No, I get it. It's like Star Wars. In the sense that that was a movie that could appeal to young children.
Right.
Not in the sense that George Lucas thought the later ones should, wherein he put in all the elements we're talking about, like Jar Jar. Because 2-year-olds like that. No, but 2-year-olds would like the original Star Wars too, for the most part, because it's interesting to look at.
Right, well, it's interesting to look at.
And it's got characters that you can love and relate to.
And characters that are consistent. And characters that make sense. Like, even if Graham was kind of goofy, he was an idiot in 80% of that game, and his change of heart didn't make sense. Like, they walk into this obvious trap of this death temple, and he's just like, ooh, puzzles. He's not like, why is the summer resort frozen over? There's a mystery to it that he doesn't even realize is a mystery. Because why is this place frozen? Why? What is going on? Who is the Sphinx? Nobody even questions the mystery. There's a mystery that goes completely unaddressed. Except for by the audience, because I'm curious as to why this happened, but the characters never bring it up.
No, they're in a fantasy land. You just take things for granted, right?
Yeah. So...
Dad, you're thinking too much into it. Things don't have to make sense in a cartoon.
And then Homer walks by the window as he's sitting on the bench. Some comments from chat. Eternal Care says the tone of the games is off. And then Sir Watt says, "Behold, verily, the dude went unto the bakehouse, and thereupon he totally scarfed down a pie. Tonal shifts can be funny, played correctly." That's not the kind of tonal shift I'm talking about.
Juxtaposition.
I get you. And Eternal Care's I also wish these games had more classical mythology and fairy tale stuff like the originals.
Like a sphinx?
Like a
From
sphinx.
Greek mythology?
Well, she had the bull horns, but I guess that made sense. Labyrinth. But those things feel like a part of Daventry. And okay, and that's I mean, that doesn't bug me as much, but it's a legitimate issue. Anyway, I've ranted so much. Chapter 4 is not great. But Chapter 5 does get better, and Chapter 5 is very thought-provoking. And I actually do like it. So, we will be coming back in Chapter 5, where King Graham will look like that.
Oh, wow, that's he's like Deadpool or something now.
That's a pretty awesome shot, I'm not gonna lie. Great art. This game has great art. It's got a very nice house here. Anyway.
Oh, it's got some good style.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching King's Quest Chapter 4. We'll see you next time.